All right, a VFW chapter in Milwaukee is fighting for its fair share. The government took the hotel that had leased the group some space, and the feds say they gave the vets just compensation. But our next guest says no, they didn't. And here to explain is eminent domain attorney Anthony Delapelle. Anthony, thanks so much for being here.
Good morning.
The perception with eminent domain is if the government ends up seizing your house or your place of business, well, at least they give you a lot of money so that you can go buy another house. Not so in this case. What happened?
Well, any taking involves two criteria under the law. The first thing is the government has to have a public purpose in order to take your property. And that supposedly happened here. That was not challenged. Once the public purpose has been established, the next step is to provide the property owner with just compensation for the property. In this particular case, the property owner was not the VFW Hall. The VFW Hall had owned the property in the past. It sold it to someone else who built a hotel. They allowed VFW to stay in the property on the first floor, and they leased the space on the first floor for $1 per year for 99 years. So they were a tenant. The property was taken, they lost their space, and no compensation was paid.
This happened in Milwaukee. This case is obviously still being adjudicated somehow. What does it mean for the rest of us in terms of our homes? That if the government wanted to seize our home, they could just say, well, your home isn't actually worth anything, so we're not going to pay you anything.
What it means is that you have to determine where the property lies and determine what the law is in the state where the property lies. In this case, Wisconsin applies a doctrine called the undivided fee rule, which means that the court is supposed to consider all of the different interests in the property together as one. And it's really a fiction because there may be people who own leases on the property, who own mortgages on the property, or who just own the property. The court in Wisconsin says we're going to consider them all together. Laws in every state are not the same, and this particular case is being appealed up to the United States Supreme Court. They may decide as early as next week whether or not they're going to take the case. And the main claim that's being made is that it's unconstitutional for no compensation to be paid in this particular circumstance, and that the laws are different around the country, so that the federal Supreme Court needs to step in and set the record straight.
Well, thanks for bringing this to our attention. This is a little-known clause, and obviously it's a much different perception than most people have about eminent domain. Anthony Delapelle, thanks for coming in to tell us about it.
Thank you.
All right, another group.